Morning everybody, welcome to the simulator, welcome to the channel, Turbo Talon Golf. Today, let's see, is Sunday the 19th of October 2025. Hitting on the driving range here in SGT. I'm out of breath because I'm out of shape. I'm running out of stuff to play here. I think some of it will renew tomorrow, but it isn't tomorrow, it's today. SGT Tour is kind of where the diarrhea dial starts to get turned up on difficulty. Web Plus. And then you go into the Pro Tour here. I know you can't see my cursor. The diarrhea dial gets turned up to 11, and then the Tips Tour is the diarrhea dial gets turned up to 12 as far as difficulty. General bullshit, firmness of greens, stimp, all of that crap. So we're gonna start at SGT. It's 7:40 in the morning, Mountain Standard Time. I don't have anything planned for today. I don't have a round of golf booked. I played yesterday, did okay. But let's go ahead and check this out. I think it's at Red Rock or whatever again. Gimme auto putt set to 5 feet, which is semi-forgiving, pretty realistic in my opinion. 6,600 yard tees. Greens and fairways are normal. Stimps 11, winds calm, tournaments at 2,000 feet. Let's get it loaded up. You can see I've added yet another camera angle instead of having the chat displayed, because I'm guessing if you're on YouTube watching this, you can already see the chat window. That's about all of the interesting news I have for you. I don't cuss in my videos as much as I do in real life. I was in the military for 20 years. I cuss like a sailor, but I was in the Air Force. And it's tough. Because inside of everybody is a little bit of a people pleaser. I don't want to lose subscribers because I drop too many fucking F-bombs, you know? But in reality, who cares? Like out on the real golf course, depending on the friend group I'm with, it's just you'd think you were at a frat party. There's so much cussing going on, right? You try to toe that line between family friendly and just doing whatever it is you want to do. Deep thoughts for a Sunday morning. As soon as this course loads, we can get a sound check, make sure everybody's eardrums aren't getting blown out by birds chirping. There's so much content I want to make on this channel. I want to do some stuff from Tech Bud's library, Pac-Man's library, because there's a lot of courses they have that are kind of locked behind a firewall, so maybe a bit of exclusive content. Guys, Red Rock Country Club has been all over everything. I feel like I've played this course a dozen times. I don't get any better at it. I've put a lot of golf balls over here in these people's backyards, through their windows, stuff like that. That's always fun. Makes you feel like a real golfer. It looks like you guys are getting a little bit of bird chirp action. I'm getting a little bit through the overhead here. That's a little bit better. Guys, I was doom scrolling this morning on YouTube, trying to wake up, letting my coffee digest. And I know I've said this before, I can't fucking stand clickbait. I can't stand it. It's false advertising, right? And there's no reason to do it other than viewership and getting clicks. It's dishonest. I feel like when you go in to watch a YouTube video, you're signing a contract, a nonverbal contract with that creator. I'll click on your video assuming that what your title or what your thumbnail says or shows is what's actually in the video. And it pisses me off. Having clickbait titles and clickbait thumbnails is the same as, it's no better than a padded bra. It's false advertising. Once you get in there, you find out that the thing you thought was there is not, but that person already got the click. They already got the whatever revenue they're going to get from YouTube. So it's bullshit. It's like if you walked into there was this new Chinese food place opened in town near you, and you walked in there and it was a McDonald's on the inside. And you're like, what the fuck? I came in here for Chinese food. I don't get it. I think you should be able to go in. I mean, you can obviously thumbs down the video, but I think you should be able, you should have like a chance to go in and like tell YouTube that the person's got a clickbait title or a clickbait thumbnail. Like, what is the point of that other than to get clicks, because clicks generate revenue? Anyway, I'd say end rant, but that ain't going to be the end of the rant. Driver's doing okay. It's always only doing okay. As long as I can keep my lead arm locked out, the drives typically don't fade or draw too much. Sometimes they're straight up slices and hooks. Like I said, I've already put a bunch of balls in these people's backyards and through their windows over here on this left side. Let's tee off. We've got a little bit of wind. Let's see where we're aimed. Of course, we're not aimed anywhere because my cursor's not in SGPRO. But I'd say we're going to end up somewhere in this region here, maybe off to the right, and maybe in somebody's backyard. But this is round 1 of SGT. Been having some good rounds and some not so good rounds. That should find something, hopefully not the bunker. I don't know what's going on there. Ball flight that you just don't see in real life. Not flight, the ball flight was good. 173 out of the bunker. Ball's gonna come out left. Is my cursor seriously not in SGPRO? Let's just try to get on this grain. 160. We know we're gonna lose a bunch of distance. Where's that going? That's actually going to be a decent shot. Might be able to get up there for a par. Lead arm broke a little. You really want to keep that lead arm locked out and your head stationary, or you're going to start seeing really bad shit happen in your ball flight. Real decent putt. Par's good. Par's good for me. If I can hover somewhere like between scratch and about 10 strokes over par, that's where I'm at in my golf game now. Occasionally I'll finish around, two, 1 or 2 under, but that's probably because the course was short or the greens were soft or something else was going on. I think I am going to sign up for whatever ChatGPT Plus or whatever it is, so I can start generating some more interesting thumbnails. Not clickbait, mind you, just some more interesting thumbnails. And I got to order more SIGPRO tees. I think they just sell them without the lanyard, I'm not sure. But they come over from Germany, so it takes a while. Or I might try the new K2 version 2 tees. Who knows? Okay, this is getting a little old. Oh, I think I know what's going on here. The button box is not connected to Bluetooth. That's what's going on here. Of course, I don't have a Bluetooth logo, and I'm still using Windows 10, which is gonna stop getting support here soon unless you pay a monthly fee or something. Let's check out Bluetooth. It says my club keyboard is paired. Remove device, yes. That's taken a very long time to remove the device. Oh, good God. Anyway, Bluetooth, club keyboard 3. Does it work now? Okay, it works now. Problem solved. Just got to remember to plug it in so it doesn't die on you mid-round. Anyway, I don't really want to be OB. I'm okay being over. And the ball ain't going to go 262 either unless I really get a hold of it. It's going, it came off a little, well, doesn't matter where the hell it went. We're playing out. That's 2 straight bunker shots. 291. You can hit a fairway wood out of the sand because you don't know how buried the ball is, right? GS Pro couldn't be bothered to tell you how buried the ball is. The only problem is the lip. If you don't get enough loft out of the bunker, GS Pro really it gives you a big penalty. I'm gonna try it. I'll use my highest lofted fairway wood, which is a 7, 21 degree, and just see what happens. The ball's gonna wanna come out left, so make sure you aim a little bit to the right. And you never know how far left or right it's gonna come out. You'd think the degrees in the lie would tell you something, but it's always a crapshoot. All right, we got out. The ball stayed right. Members bounce. Nope, shit lie. I'm guessing it's going to call it deep rough, even though it looks like rocks. I'm kind of excited for ProTee's core software to come out. It's pretty photorealistic. Joe Legowski's got it featured on his channel. Some screenshots anyway. It wasn't a full feature or anything. Ball's going to want to come out left. Let's just aim for the center of the green. Real Talk with Matt. Hey buddy, how are you? It's good to see you in the chat. I think it's SGT for the week at Red Rock Country Club. Okay, Matt says he's been playing the Web Tour. Yeah, SGT's got the Web and Web Plus Tour. The Web Tour's, I don't know what it's restricted to. I think it's ball speed. I think if you have so many shots that are over 150 mile an hour ball speed, which is obviously going to be your driver or like a 3-wood off the tee, it'll disqualify you. It won't kick you out, it'll just DQ you. So I was sick of getting DQ'd on the Web Tour, so I only play Web Plus now. Okay, that was almost a golf shot, except it's going to like roll off the green. Guys, I wouldn't really plan on making this putt too often. We'll give it a shot, but it's leaking hard to the left and you're uphill. Just a whole bunch of shittery going on here. It's playing like 32 feet. We might have another putt forthcoming. Yeah, when the screen dims like that, it means you're putting again. And this one ain't going to be any better than the first one. Matt says he's going to play Web Plus, possibly 2. Good luck, about to play in a little round 2. All right, Matt, yeah, best of luck. Web Tours, I'm not saying it's easy, I'm just saying they really haven't like turned the diarrhea dial up too much. But they start getting harder as you progress up to through Web to SGT to Pro to Tips. Okay, you guys, we just bought ourselves probably a double. And the putts get harder. I know everybody thinks I'm full of shit. You could have the same green, same stimp, same everything, and it just seems like stuff starts to get harder as you move up through the tours. Like I cannot make a putt here. Is that a triple, double on number 3? Uh, 162 downhill, whatever your one. Well, no, if you hit your 150 club, you're probably going to be in the bunker. Yeah, Matt, if you have any questions, let me know. I've been on SGT for about a year. Try to play as many leagues and tournaments as I can. It's going to be left of the pin. It might be off the back of the green. We don't know. And this is only SGT. Diarrhea really starts to get turned up in Pro and Tips. There's not much going on this putt. Let's just put it in the hole here. Or not. Okay, so we are bleeding strokes for putts. I have no empirical evidence of this, but I think as you move up in tours, because I've literally played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds on GS Pro and SGT, it feels like as you move from webbed SGT to Pro to tips, it becomes more sensitive to your missed shots and the horizontal launch angle of your putts. I could be wrong. It's just an observation. I'm a cynic to the core, but that's what I feel. Because you can be rocking and rolling, just destroying everybody in the web tour, and then once you go into SGT or Pro or tips, you just start getting walloped. Feel like something's off here. Right, so that shot's 43 yards offline. We might be okay. Can't see jack shit, but we're fine. What do we got? 100 in out of deep rough. Of course it's deep rough. It hit a tiny little tree branch, so naturally we lost, what, 71 carry here, 106 carry here. Part of it was the tree branch, part of it was the lie. Let's chip up. Should have got out of there with a par. Doing it eBay. OB on the left. You got a hit. Really shouldn't be hitting driver, but I think we'll be okay. That felt like it should have been a different shot, but man, that was just a shit shot. 449. How's this deep rough? Okay, so it looks like if you're anywhere off the fairway out of the dark green, it's just deep rough. Would have been nice if they could have rendered it appropriately, but apparently that's too much to ask. Ball's not going to go that far. It ain't going to go that far either. We'll be lucky to get over into this clearing, honestly. Every time you hit a thick shot, every time you chunk a shot, a little part of you dies. It's minuscule, and it'd take a long time to actually kill you. But I truly think if you hit enough chunky shots, you just, right, and you hit that max 100%, say you'd been chunking shots for like 50 years, you just die right there on the spot. Be like, Shelby just died right there on the fairway. I don't know why. Probably high cholesterol, high blood pressure. But somewhere, somebody actually knew the cause of death, and it was a chunky shot. Cause of death, chunky shot. I also love botching tee shots on par 5s because that's really the average person only is going to have a chance to shoot a birdie on a par 5 on average. So if you screw up the tee shot, those dreams are dead. They're at the bottom of the ocean with the Titanic. Yeah, Matt, I don't know why everybody's got Red Rocks Country Club. Is it where the pros are this week or something? But the left and the right, depending on what hole you're on, like you're taking an OB. I'm not particularly fond of GS Pro, but it's the best we have right now. It does a lot of things right. It does a whole bunch of things wrong as far as physics and the golf ball rolling straight over the hole and shit like that, but it's an acceptable piece of software. For $250 a year, I don't know. I feel like it's more of a $149 or maybe a $199 piece of software, just because the level of refinement I don't feel like is quite there. But I am a huge cynic and I question everything. Okay, not bad. If we were playing soft greens, this is maybe makeable for par, but we're looking at another bogey thanks to that tee shot. If you have a solid short game, you can get away with being a bad driver. And by bad, I don't mean you're putting them out of bounds. By bad, I mean your fairways in regulation are like 0 out of 13 or however many fairways there typically are on an 18-hole par 72 course. Because par 3s, I guess, have fairways in regulation. Tracking, nope. And it's going to be too far for an auto, I'll bet. Dude, I'm telling you, the diarrhea dial gets turned up when you hit SGT. Nothing is good enough. No HLA is good enough. Like, we're just all over the place here. Double bogey, we're already 5 over after 5. If this continues, we're going to be like 40 over after both rounds. And I'm probably going to play the Pro and Tips Tour today too. I am honestly just like, I need to take a Valium or something or have a shot of Jack before I do that shit because it's just so unforgiving. Same course, same settings. So unforgiving. Okay, that's going to the moon. What do we do there? Open club face, slightly over the top open club face. Ball went 227 and we're right on the edge of the OB. That's 2 shots we've had in 5, 6 holes that have been like on the edge of the OB. Deep rough. We're on a downhill lie. Ball's gonna want to go to the left. One could argue that someone of my handicap / skill level shouldn't be playing in these events. To which I say, maybe you're right. God, that's another thing I just love about the internet. People can talk shit. People of all races, ethnicities, religions, walks of life can talk shit on people that would normally knock their teeth down their throat, free of retribution. What the internet does is basically nullifies the laws of the jungle. nullifies the laws of natural selection. All right, I think that literally might be our first par today. Well, no, it couldn't be our first par, or we would be... Irresponsible record. Hell yeah, I love the handle. Irresponsible says 2 got DQ'd from the web tour and have yet to venture into the SGT. I'd say regardless of your handicap level, regardless of your perceived, however you think good you are at golf or lack thereof, enter into those tournaments, take your medicine, just know that you're going to be like 500 out of 500 and just have a good time. Get the reps in. What I would also say is go in and do the leagues before you do the tournaments. The tournaments are fun, but the leagues are usually a single round. They're easy. You can knock them out in 30 or 40 minutes. Matt says he's averaged 15, plus 15 on this course. Yeah, I'm sure that's where I'll be at the end of the day. And over 2 rounds, right, that adds up. You're 30 over, and you got guys that are like 12 under, 15, 16, 20 under. But if you came into these tournaments expecting to win them or even be in the top 100, unless you're like a scratch golfer in real life, that's not going to happen. You've got all kinds of skill levels of golfers playing in these tournaments. There's probably some people that are cheating. Uncomfortable verbal pauses, because I'm trying to play golf and talk at the same time when I can't do either on their own. Just enter everything. If you're into playing golf for money, you can go in and there's a channel on the SGT Discord just for money games. I don't think losing 20 bucks every now and again, there's anything wrong with it, unless, you know, your spouse or somebody's got a problem with it, or you're not into gambling, because it's technically gambling. But that's fun. It kind of adds a new element to it. When there's money on the line, you're a little more serious. You triangulate your putts a little better. But like right now, I'm getting my reps in. I don't give a shit if I make the putt or not. There's another little bogey. Irresponsible says, been dropping slowly from an 18 handicap, been putting time in with driver and 3-wood. I've made a league that's just courses in Michigan under my SGT name, Wizard of Waz. Let's check that out. I don't remember I saw that. Leagues. I mean, Matt, you will eventually win something. All leagues. Buddy sign up, dropping Michigan under SGT name. Short drives, admin, does it back play. Ooh, there's so many leagues. Holy shit. There we go. Michigan Golf Courses Tour. It's open. Admin is WAS. I could have just freaking searched for that. Let's have a look-see in here. Showcasing the beautiful links, courses in Michigan. Oakland Hills Heritage. What have your past events been? Yeah, so if this is open, once enough people start getting in here, like your JT Walshes and some of your other guys, they're going to start dominating your league. There's a by invite only league called No Pros. If you get a hold of a guy named Craig Hutton in the Discord, he will let you in depending on how good or bad you are at golf. Do you mind if I join your league? Matt says in real life he drives 275 to 300. In here it's like 240 to 265, and hold my beer. You guys, I have bitched and griped and moaned about that basically since last October when I started here in SGT on GSPRO. I'm going to join your league if... Okay, more than welcome. I'm going to join your league because I like the leagues more than the tour events. I hit about 285 outside, and I can't hit worth a shit in here. I'm running the ProTee VX. Before that, I was running the Unicore iMini Lite. Before that, I was running SkyTrack Plus. Before that, I was running the Garmin R10. Before that. I've got a square launch monitor sitting here I never use. It's just it's got to be something with the way I swing here in the simulator, because outside I don't have much trouble putting a ball on a fairway. 270, 280. I don't know what the hell it is in here. Okay, that should just start showing up in GSPRO now. Yeah, the leagues are way more fun than the stupid ass tours. Oh, I forgot I was +6 after 7 holes, so back to this nightmare of a round here. Like, I just recalibrated my ProTee VX. Everything's over the top. I do think that it reads... All of these launch monitors are a little too hardcore, and they calculate spin a little bit incorrectly. But I've also had people pop into my chat and say, you know, quit blaming the equipment. It's that you're a shitty golfer. So I'm not a glass cannon. I can take the insults as well as I can fling them, but that should be a little fairway finder. Attack angle. I swear to God, these keep moving. There was a guy in the chat the other day that was really savvy on attack angle. See, mine's -0.2 degrees. And what I find funny about the golf community is you've got these guys that are saying, thou shalt hit up on the golf ball with driver. Like no questions asked, that is how it is. And then the other day I see some dude in a video saying that with current driver technology, you don't need to hit up on the golf ball anymore because it does it on its own. The technology does it on its own, and you should have more of a neutral, like not descending, not ascending. And I'm just like, well, which is it? And then I start doing something else and I forget, and I'm over it pretty quick. What club are we holding here? Is this the right club? That might have been the right club. Or we're in the bunker. Why the hell not? Let's look at the numbers here. 76 carry in GS Pro, 73 carry. So GS Pro actually tried to help us out there and it still didn't work. But apparently I spend more time in the sand than David Hasselhoff. Ha ha ha. Happy Gilmore joke. Hey Shank and Birdies, the round was fine. I was trying to use the mini driver out there and topped a few balls, but it was fine. We had fun. How was Louisiana? Did you win some moolah? Okay, that might be, damn, another bogey. Sometimes I get to talking in these live streams and I'm like, par, 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 birdie, par, par. But in this live stream, it's going to be bogey, 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 bogey. And then I would imagine once I go into the Pro Tour or the Tips Tour, if I get to either of those today, it's going to be max diarrhea dial. I can come inside to out on the ball here, but I got to have my left foot, I got to have my right foot back like 12 inches from the plane. Watch this. It still won't be in to out. Look at that. Right, that was Healy, but if you saw how far how closed my stance was, and I came through slightly into out. It's just crazy, because if I'd have done that on the real golf course, that ball would have gone, who the hell knows where that ball would have gone. Okay, you didn't go. The Max Fly Tri-Flies, they were fine. They actually performed better than I thought they would. But they're still dog shit golf balls, and I ended up giving them to some kid in the parking lot. His dad was pretty happy about it. He's like, why is this big, bald, dumb fuck talking to my kid in the parking lot? Just kidding, he didn't say that. They were both very grateful. But I think I lost one in a bush, so the kid got probably 10 or 11 free golf balls. This is deep rough, even though it looks like dirt. Shelby, when are you going to quit bitching about the rendering in GS Pro? Never. When they fix it? How about when they fix it? Okay, that was a well-struck ball. Let's take a look at the numbers, because I think we got done dirty. 124 carry. So we lost 40 yards of carry. 40 yards of carry, people. Matt says he's got to move his body to the right of the target and then back foot about a foot behind the left foot. So you know what I'm talking about. What do you think your golf ball would do on the course if you tried to do that? Right? You would come severely into out, right? So I'm guessing you would block the ball over OB to the right. That's my guess. Depending on what your club face was doing, because that would have some an impact on it too. That's going to the right. That wasn't a bad shot. That would have been pin high. This is somewhere you would never ever want to chip from. Yeah, parking lot. That's where it'd be. It'd be in the back seat of somebody's Tesla in the parking lot. There's a lot of Teslas here in Utah. Nothing wrong with them. There's just a lot of them. Get in the hole. Guys, I'm gonna do the replay of that shit because it looked like it rolled right over the hole. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You can leave the chat and thumbs down the video. You should leave the chat and thumbs down the video anyway. Just kidding. Let's do the replay. Let's hit go. Go. Yeah, that rolled right. Not directly over the hole, but good enough for government work. And now we got a putt in some strange uphill, leaky direction here. Like at the very least on the real golf course, the hole would have interacted with the ball and changed its trajectory, right? This putt's, who knows what this is going to do. It's allegedly at 7 feet. Okay. Let's take a look at that replay that just robbed me of a par. I'm pretty sure that ball was even more bad actor than the first one. I love doing this because you got these SGPRO fanboys that are saying this is the best software since sliced bread, to which I say, I don't think so. Yeah, that rolled right over the right side of the hole. Like, come on, the shadow was in the cup. Oh, hell on wheels. Okay, let's get up this fairway. And what I mean is let's hit a nasty slice to the right side of the fairway. You just got to remind yourself it's about getting the reps in. Extremely closed stance, like illegally closed stance here. Let's see what it does. Oh, okay, so now we drew it over. You guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. How are you supposed to develop any consistency? Granted, it was Healy. But now I got to hit out of the deep rough over the water, 129. Let's pretend we're going to lose 25% speed. Let's hit a 150 club and see where it goes. Also, why do you have me aimed in the water? Right, right. Don't fuel my fire, Matt. Don't fuel my fire, buddy. That was a 7-iron, a well-struck 7-iron. Let's look at the numbers. All right, ball, you're good. You can go ahead and stop. 109 carry, let's call it 110 carry in SGPRO. 165 carry. I don't know what kind of deep rough they're hitting out of, but I think you'd lose less power if you were hitting out of a pile of gravel. Granted, that was a pretty well struck ball. I mean, my 7-iron doesn't typically, my 7-iron's usually my 150 club depending on the altitude. Matt says he was gonna go and mow the lawn, now he's gonna go play. Yeah, Matt, get used to that. GS Pro's got a deep rough is usually going to be a 25% speed, not power. It's 25% speed. Greenside sand traps are 50% speed. It's tough because you got to remember these calculations. But I think my life would be easier if I just went with the flow. That's most things in life are easier if you just go with the flow, I would assume. Actually got a par on that piece of shit. Wowee. Matt says he's gonna smoke some green. I'd be right there with you if I could, buddy. I'd be right there with you if I could. Someday they'll legalize that shit at the federal level. It's funny you can't smoke I can't smoke a joint or take a bong hit, but I can get blackout drunk and nobody gives a shit about it. I never understood that. Like, alcohol has destroyed more lives, marriages, you name it, than weed ever will. But I cannot smoke it in the state of Utah. Yeah, I got a buddy who used to live in Florida, and I was fully aware that it was legal. I got no problem with it at all, excuse me. Like, I think recreational drugs, as long as you keep them recreational, there is nothing wrong with them. You want to snort a line of coke every so often? Go for it. You want to take a hit off the bong every so often? Fucking go for it. The problem is that addiction and all of that bullshit. Look at that thing draw over. Was that Healy again? No, that was off the side of the sweet spot. Anyway, guys, it's not my equipment, it's me. Sebring, Florida. My buddy lived in Titusville, so I don't remember what airport I flew into, but we just basically sat in his pool and drank beer for 3 or 4 days. And then because I'm old, I felt like shit for probably a month after that and was not able to properly hydrate. Sebring, Florida. Is that where the racetrack is? The namesake of the racetrack? That felt towy. That's not going anywhere. I do remember it being on the east coast of Florida because I think we drove down to Daytona Beach. Well, we took an Uber to Daytona Beach, so that was a fun little bill. Yeah, every racing game I've played, from like Xbox to PlayStation to even I even do some sim racing. Sebring is a tough track to master. The Gulf of America. Miami's too nuts. Yeah, there's wasn't Miami the inspiration for Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Maybe it wasn't. I think it was. And Rockstar doesn't make video games about cities that don't kick ass. Right? Because you've basically got New York, you've got California, GTA 5 was in San Andreas again or whatever. And then I thought Vice City was based on Miami. Or maybe it was just Florida in general. You guys, this green is not playing 11 stimp. Like that putt was botched real bad. Let's check out the stimp here. It's 11 stimp. Yeah, if this is 11 stimp, I'm fucking Mickey Mouse. Let's see here. And then the ball will barely get up the hill. What are we at here? 8 over. This is for double. Shit, man. Oh, wow. Did I make a putt? All right, we're 10 over after 11. And this is only SGT. Yeah, GTA 6. Woo-wee! People are still buying GTA 5. 190 down. People are still buying GTA 5. I think I saw something that said GTA 5 was the most purchased piece of digital anything ever. Right? Granted, they did release it on every platform they possibly could. I get it. That's drawn over. Not bad. Matt says the same shit happened to him yesterday. A few drops equals a terrible round. I get it. At the end of the day, I try to remember it's a video game. Kind of like when I used to play Call of Duty. For the first like 2 months you were playing online, you were just getting fucking destroyed. Like you were going like 2-25. And then you slowly got better and better and better until you were hitting like a 1-1 KD ratio, and that's about when they released the next one. Something's amuck in Denmark here. How far'd that ball go? Carry 21. I don't know. Yeah, the mods for PC, I didn't get too into them, but there was a while there where I was watching videos. Like just the stuff you could do. And I have heard good things about Battlefield 6 as well. I just don't have time. Oh, that's fun. This is not 11 stimp greens. I'll tell you that right now. I work 9 hours a day because I work a 980, which means I do get a 3-day weekend every other weekend, but I'm either on the golf course or I am in here. Like I am 100% addicted to golf. No questions asked. I got a problem. Like yesterday, I was literally in pain because I walked 18. I was in pain, and then I came in here and played like 3 or 4 more rounds. And my body's just fucking screaming at me like, dude, you need to go take an Epsom salt bath. And I was like, no, must push through, must finish the round, must go 20 over par. Look at that thing go. Is that going to be in somebody's pool? Dude, I don't get it. I don't hit shots like that on the real golf course. Look at that playback replay. I don't understand it. What the hell? Why did that ball go over like that? That was almost perfectly off the sweet spot. Dude, I don't get it. Addicted. Okay, guys. I can't tell, but it looks like we're aimed laterally over to the middle of the fairway in the mini map, but I think we're actually aimed at the green. I want to hope we are. Yeah, it looks like we're aimed at the green. The cart girl. Dude, I got a running joke about the cart girl. I'm always trying to, whenever I see the like static thing of the cart girl, I try to hit really good so I impress her. That was a little thick. A little part of me just died. We're in Margaritaville here. We're in Miami. We're getting a drink. We're getting our drink on. This is going to be an awkward downhill leaky putt. I think when you start to get better at golf, you start paying a lot more attention to the heat map of the green, because this putt's a nightmare. It's downhill, leaking hard to the left. Like, you just got to kind of touch the ball and pray that it goes where it's supposed to go. Leaky, leaky. Oh, thanks, GS Pro. You're a good friend. There's another bogey for you. Guys, in reality, I'm a 19 handicap in real life, so this is a good score. If I was 12 over after 13 holes, I would be fucking ecstatic, right? Like you're shooting mid-80s at that point. But in GS Pro, for some reason, you think you should be shooting scratch, and I don't know what it is. It's because I think the guys, those of us that grew up playing video games, if it's like, well, I'm eventually going to get really good at this video game. Not this video game. Or if you grew up playing Tiger Woods PGA Tour and you were going like 50 under over 4 rounds. There's one to the right again, baby. This is absurd. Absurd, I tell you. 50 yards offline. 50 yards offline. My worst drive yesterday on the real golf course was probably 30 yards offline. This is batshit crazy to me. Under, over. So it's in to out with an open club face, and you go 50 yards to the right doing that, apparently. We've got a long ways to the hole, guys. We're hitting out a deep rough. Just send up a prayer at this point. Move on with your life. Matt, I don't think the course sucks. I think, well, I suck. But I can't keep a ball on the fairway off the tee. But if you do, for golf's sake, he's a damn good golfer in real life. He's been around the sport, I don't know, since he was in his late teens. But if you hit if you hit like a mini driver, if you have one, or like a 3-wood or a 5-wood off the tee and it's struck crisply, it'll almost always go further and straighter than the driver. It's something baked into the algorithms for these launch monitors, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know if I'll ever figure it out. I think I'll just probably bitch about it. But you take a couple of inches off the length of that shaft, and for some reason, everything... I'll play a few holes with 3-wood off the tee, you'll see. The problem is I don't tee off with 3-wood on the real golf course unless my driver's like not happening that day. So I don't want to do it in here because that's not how I play in real life. But if you don't use, if you use your driver in here, for the most part, you end up getting cornholed, like you drop the soap in prison. Or you've got to have this like 18-inch open stance, closed stance, which isn't realistic either because that's not what you do on the golf course, right? See, the thing is I don't want to report it to ProTee because I think it's like 75% me problem and a 25% the launch monitor problem. Here's the reason I think that. I had a SkyTrack Plus, I had a Unicore iMini Lite, I have the Square here, and I have the ProTee, which I'm actually using for my round. And it's kind of the same with all of them. I am pretty sure it's a me problem. I can't say it's a 100% me problem because the way I hit driver outside is fine. Do I have a nasty hook or a nasty slice every so many holes? Yeah, absolutely. I've only been golfing for a year and a half. Like, it still happens. 150. Oh, that was actually a golf shot. That was toey too. All right, we might be able to get out of here with a par. Birdies are kind of a premium right now. Most of these big hitters I see, these really big hitters like Jamie Bristow and BB Bezel or something. Like, they're hitting 300+ yard shots every time off the tee. Like, dead straight. They're dead straight. Those guys are using like GC3s or GC quads. They're using those $15,000 launch monitors that sit here where like the Unicore Eye and stuff do. But I'm not gonna, right? I've already got a lot of money invested into this launch monitor. I'm not gonna buy a GC3 or a GC quad. Man, these putts are going. I'll bet it gets worse in Pro and Tip Store. These putts are going. Another bogey. Yeah, we're really having a rough round here, guys. We're playing bogey golf, which is good for a 20 handicap, but it's not good on GS Pro. What's the trick with putting distance? Do you want the long version or the short version? I have my simulator set up. I don't know where the hell that thing went. I'll give you the long version because I clearly like to hear my stupid ass talk. I got a stimp meter. It's a half stimp meter, but it works the same as the 48-inch long one does. And I made it so that a putt rolls, and my turf is 12 stimp according to the stimp meter. If my ball rolls 8 feet in the simulator, it should roll 8 feet in the game, assuming you're playing on a 12 stimp putting green. If you're playing on an 11 stimp putting green, you would have to hit a little harder in here to get the ball to roll 8 feet, right? The middle version, that's the middle version. 12 stimp turf, you'd have to get, the stimp meter was cheap as shit on Amazon. And then you do a bunch of putting tests in like Joe Legowski's test facility or something, because the putting greens in there are flat. And then X amount of feet in your simulator should be X amount of feet in the game, assuming you're on the same stimp and you're not hitting up or down a hill. But sometimes it just doesn't work, dude. Like, I only ate half of my breakfast. I drank my coffee. I took a bunch of shits. Like, I don't know if... Here, we'll hit with a 5 wood. Like, it might be me. But it's not like I'm hitting the ball and it's banging into my impact screen. Like, the ball is gently rolling toward my target, but in the game it's rolling like way past where it should be. Yep, I did it again. There we go. I don't know what it is. I'd probably have a better time if I just shut up and played golf, but I'm a pretty cynical dude. I overanalyze everything. If you're gonna take my money from me, like if all of this shit was comped, like I was sponsored, I would probably, okay, that was misstruck, but that was a pretty good strike with the 5 wood. I would probably shut up and color, but I paid good money for all of this. I pay my $250 a year for GS Pro just like everybody else does. I'm not sure what's going on right here. Like why my face is on the ground. Maybe I died. I have no idea what's going on here, guys. All I know is we're in deep rough. We're 30 degrees down. Okay, so we're on the back of this hill. 30 degrees down is a pretty impossible shot, guys. But in GS Pro, you can do anything if you just try hard enough. Are we right back in the deep rough? Yeah, this is not, it's not easy being cheesy. Stimp. Stimp. When you type stimp into a Word document or a chat, it underlines it as being misspelled. So I don't know if it's an acronym. I don't think it's an acronym. Or it's not a widely recognized word, like it's not in the dictionary. Maybe it's only a golf term. You just couldn't give me that one, could you? Here, let's hit another one with the fairway wood and actually hit it correctly this time. Fairway woods make it a lot easier off the tee as far as GS Pro and shit are concerned. See, that's got a little fade to it. Same crappy strike off the heel as you would with the driver, but for some reason, the launch monitor doesn't take such offense to it. It's not as offended by the shot. Obviously your ball speed's going to be 10 or 20 miles an hour lower. 140 into the pin. Why would I aim into the middle of the fairway? For the love of God, why would I do that? Shankenbirdie says as much as he likes the thought of playing golf in his garage, he's already tired of it. Ball flight's totally different than on the course. Yeah, it's tough, dude. I remember when I had my, like, when the honeymoon phase was over in here. Shit. I don't think I turned this thing on for like 2 weeks. Flying Fat Kid texted me and he's like, "Are you all right, dude? Like, are you still like breathing air?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm fine. I'm just sick of this shit." So I get it, brother. Okay, that's probably going to cost us a couple strokes. Just random ass pull. No, we're good. The ball flight is different. And the people that will sit and argue with you and say that it's not, they're full of shit. They have some other motive. As somebody who plays a lot of golf outside and in here, I'll tell you the ball flight is different. Driver's a nightmare. The guys who are saying anything different are usually the ones that only play sim golf. They maybe get out on the golf course a couple of times a year. I'm sure they go out there and shoot like a 120. I think those are the guys that are saying that it's totally the same experience in both places because they don't play outside enough to recognize that it's not. Oh, another bogey. Oh, that's my first bogey of the day. You guys, I'm sorry you have to witness this. I'm sure round 2 will be better. I'm not sure round 2 will be better. Let's hit the 3-wood again. There are people that say that golf's so hard that you can't really justify ever being mad at it. Like you were at a disadvantage right out of the gate just by being a human being. I mean, there's definitely some wisdom in that statement, right? That's another little worm burner. I'm failing to prove my point with the fairway wood because I can't hit one properly. But they're a lot less likely to screw you up off the tee than the driver is. So I'm going to ask you some obvious questions. It's not because it's not a hit on you, but you've done all the calibration and all of that bullshit with the little white stick. Are you swinging in an area where you subconsciously think your club's going to hit a wall or something? Because indoor swing syndrome is a legit thing. If you've calibrated it and it still doesn't work, I would say maybe have one of your buddies. If you have a buddy who's a pretty avid golfer. See, that was striped. Have a buddy who's a pretty avid golfer maybe come over and see if they notice something weird's going on. Holy shit, that just keeps on going. The gift that keeps on giving. And then if it's just like one wacky shot after another, maybe get a hold of whoever you got it from. I think you told me who you got it from. You had to reorder it because the other place kept saying it was out of stock, if I'm not mistaken. And tell them you want your money back. Or if you want to get a hold of me in the Discord, I can mail you my square, and you can see if they both do it. You just have to promise to give it back. Because sim golf is fun, but you live somewhere where you could golf outside year-round. I can't do that, or I probably wouldn't have this set up, if I'm being honest. And yeah, dude, the shit's all over the place. Guys, I'm sorry you had to witness that round. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pars. Everything else was a bogey or worse. I'm really ashamed of myself right now. Just kidding, I don't give a shit. It's a video game. Hey guys, I'm going to move to another stream because I usually try to keep every round in its own video. So I'm going to end this stream and start a new one. I'm going to stretch a little bit and I might grab something to eat. See if my wife's up yet. But thanks for tuning in. I really enjoyed our conversation. Shankum Birdies, let's, if you tune into my other stream or you want to hit me up on Discord. I know you have some videos where you're hitting the ball in your sim and it shows you hitting the ball. But if you could maybe shoot a video where you're playing around or you're hitting on the GS Pro range and have your camera dead behind you so that I could see your swing and your club coming through. I could see if I can see anything, but that would be up to you. If you want to post it privately on YouTube and send me the link or whatever. Yeah, just let me know, man. But I'm going to end this stream for now. This is Turbo Talon Golf signing out. We'll see you on the next stream here in very